Welcome everyone to this brand new series of React.js. In this series, I will walk you through from the very beginning of how you can create React application in your local development machine, what tools you need, what runtime you need, etc., to the various different aspects of building component and different ways of handling things. React is one of the most popular UI um, library built on top of JavaScript. And it makes it painless to create interactive UIs. Design simple view for each state of your application, and React will efficiently update and render just the right component when your data changes. Declarative views makes your code more predictable and easier to debug. When you build component, right, it encapsulates and that manage their own state, then compose them into more complex UI. Since component logic is written in JavaScript instead of templates, you can easily pass rich data through your app and keep state out of the DOM. And you can learn once and write anywhere. We don't make assumptions about the rest of your technology stack, so you can develop new features in React without rewriting existing code. React can also render the server using Node and power mobile app using React Native. So it is something I think one should invest on learning if you are into building websites, right? So let's explore this. And one of the recommendations I wanted to make here is that you will find many blog, tutorial, resources, etc. everywhere, but always fall back to one portal that is official documentation, that is reactjs.org. And that's the portal where you will get everything, and you'll also get to know why certain things are built in a certain way and what is the justification behind that and why you should use one over other. And then there are many different, let's say, recommendations about how to start, etc. So I will show you how we can start working on React in our development machine. So let's dive into our development machine. Okay. And then let me go into my dev box and open the command prompt. So let me run the command. And if I go into my dev box using this command prompt, and I just increase the font size, maybe a little bit more, it should be all right. Okay. Now I want to use a specific folder. I'll go to projects, dir city. Okay, so I will use this folder. And in this folder, before I start working on React, I need to ensure that I have Node.js installed in my machine. So you go to nodejs.org and then Node.js, you install the Node runtime in Windows, in Linux, in Mac, so whichever machine you are using. And then you come to this folder and use a command called npx create React app. And then you give a name, let's say hello world. Now, why I'm using this? There's also an utility which is built by Facebook, the creator of React, uses React in their UI to help people like us to get started. Okay, so we don't need to really do all the heavy lifting of calling out individual libraries to npm, and then we don't need to configure the package. All these manual tasks are taken care. So it's like a template to start building your app. So what it essentially will do, if I start this, it'll download a lot of files. In fact, more than a few hundred MB of the files will be downloaded to your machine, right? And then it will take quite a lot of time to do that. So while it is doing that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to my Visual Studio Code and show you some extension which I use almost every day while working on React. So let me open the code. And then if I go to my Visual Studio Code, once it opens, and I want to show you an extension which I use. So this is the extension. So if you go to the extension section, and then I say ES7, okay, and then it is there with me. So you can see that I use ES7, React, Redux, GraphQL, React Native, and it's a very popular extension which helps me create, let's say, things quickly. So it basically gives me the code snippet. So if I have to create a component, I just use the component. If I have to create a constructor, so I use a code snippet for constructor. So you will get all those information over here which you can use to create your own thing, right? So you can see that it basically gives you a bunch of options for React, hooks, etc. So depending on what you are working on, you get to import, create the thing, right? So for example, if you want to create any React DOM and all these things, so you can get them. I also use, let me say, React, and I say React Native. I just don't use React. Yeah, so this is what I want to show you, that you may also consider using that, because then you don't have to handwrite all those tiny little code, which otherwise takes longer time. So if I go to the open folder and point to the folder where things are getting created, so let me go to my G drive and then go inside this proj folder and go to this React. You will find a hello world folder getting created. It's still work in progress. So I just keep that, select the folder, and it'll open in my Visual Studio Code while I can go back to my command prompt to see what is the status. So you can see that it's still working. So it's going to go ahead and take few more minutes to download the all the component. The beauty of this is that it's gonna go ahead and tell you everything. So while it is doing that, so let's also remember clearly what we have done it. So I'm gonna put it in your screen so that you view it one more time. So if you repeat this thing, probably it'll be in your mind forever. npx create react app app name. So I used hello world, so you use app name. Now the app name folder will be created inside the folder where you are running this, and then it'll bundle everything together, have the files downloaded into your local machine, create everything, all the heavy lifting for you, and you are good to go to start working on React. Now you can see that this is done, right? So you can see that it's saying done. So and it also tells me how to start this. So let's not go into the Visual Studio Code now, but use this. So as I said that there will be a hello world folder. So even the instruction is given here to go to the hello world folder. So you say cd hello world. So go inside this hello world and say npm start. All of these instructions are given here. So once you do that, what happens? React will start a local server in 3000 port if it is available. If it is not, then it will take 3001 and so on and so forth. The browser will be automatically loaded. If not, then you can always open the browser and say localhost colon 3000, and it will show you the server or the app which you have created. So for the first time, loading would be a bit longer. So you can see that it is going to go ahead and load this. While it is getting loaded, what I'm going to show you is that I can show you the React app. And in fact, the React.js org, if you go to this uh, official documentation, also tells you how you can first time create that. In fact, in the GitHub, there is a source code available, so you can also contribute, and a small documentation which you can use to create your first React app. And that's when you have the app ready, up and running with all bare minimum thing, and then we will keep adding to this app. That's the beauty of this utility. And I like this because I don't have to really break my head on what is missing or not I have configured. So I can start a brand new project with this command, and I'm done with that, right? So you can see that now my tutorial, the React app is kind of running. So it is running here. So it's still getting loaded. So maybe I will just run it here, and it will show me the React app once this is ready, with this a nice looking logo and something animated logo, everything. So this is my first Hello World React app. And I just want to take you back to the Visual Studio Code and show you some folder structure. But if you need to know a bit more about this folder structure, you can always refer the official documentation and go to the GitHub page, and it talks about the folder structure over there. So if you see here in the README section under this thing, it basically talks about what all files it gets created and then what all things you can change and modify, etc. So let's go into the Visual Studio Code and then make some changes over here. So we have our project ready with all the files. Go to the src and go into index.js, and you can see that there is a placeholder called app, and it uses strict mode. Okay, so the app is a module, name of module, which gets imported, right? So I import the app from app. So this is me. That means from the ES6 concept, I have exported something from a JavaScript file and I'm importing it here. And you can see that the app file is available, that app.js, and that's where all your code is written. So you have this header and etc. So I can get rid of this header section, and I put a simple h1 tag, and I say hello from React.js. Now, the moment I save it, go back to my React page, I get to see it is getting reflected automatically. So if you run them side by side, and I say hello, let's say I run them side by side, and I say hello from React.js, and I put 2, and you see once the file is saved, it'll be reflected in the browser. So don't have to run the React app again and again or npm start again and again. It'll be taken care while you are doing the development. All the changes will be live. That's very convenient. So just in case it is crashed or you restarted the machine, you just need to run it once, the npm start, and you can start working on your development activity. So this is the first Hello World React. A lot of people struggle to build this because they kind of miss out small component while adding files or npm packages. But if you use this create React app, you will never miss anything and you are good to go. So you are basically not spending a lot of time fixing those things, but focusing on learning the React specific features. Hope this was helpful, and we will see more in our upcoming discussion when we talk about the first component, and then we'll see how we can build that component. So till then, thank you very much and have a great day.